What is going on, everybody? This is Josh from Sorcerer Studios, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Dungeon Game Dev series. Now, in the last episode, we were working on the armor for the Brute, and I don't know if I'm going to give him leg armor. I think I might just give him a skirt there and maybe some boots. So I think that's what I'm going to start with. I don't know if that's going to be the final plan, but for now, that's what I'm going to try, and we will see how it looks. So I'm going to start working on that, and I will update you guys if anything cool happens. So I just briefly closed out of Blender, and I reopened it, and I saw that the helmet and the face mask are down here. Now, I am trying to figure out what happened with this. It could be that it's on a different layer. It's on this layer as opposed to this one. Or maybe the location isn't applied, and you could do that by hitting Control A. Now, on a different note, as you can see, I'm working on his little skirt, so that's going well, but I kind of need to figure out what's going on with this. So, yes, this has never happened before. I've started having a couple of glitches similar to this. I actually reinstalled Blender recently to fix them, but we'll have to see if anything that I do with this fixes it. So I just applied the location and the rotation, the location and the scale of both of them, and I moved them to the correct layer. So I'm going to save this and see what happens. Well, it didn't work. So both of these pieces are back here when I open them. It seems like, the scale kept moving. Maybe if I lock editing, I've never tried this before, but I'll see if lock editing works. So both pieces have their scale, their rotation, and their location locked, and I applied both the location and the scale for both of them. So if this doesn't work, then I have no idea what the solution can be. So that did not work whatsoever, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put them back to where they were before, approximately. See, it messed up the scale as well on different axes, so it scaled it differently on the y-axis, and now it's all weird, so I have to kind of place it differently each time, and that looks okay for now. It's not perfect, but what else can I do? And if anybody else has a solution to this that's different from what I'm about to do, please let me know, because what I'm about to do is I'm going to basically delete everything except for the helmet, and I'm just going to I'm going to save the helmet as its own object, and then I'm going to append it in to the actual Brute. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully that works. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but we are about to find out. Well, that did not work whatsoever. So basically saving the helmet as its own object and importing it does not work either. They still appear really small at the bottom. So, as a last resort, and this is the last thing I'm going to do, because after that I will have no idea what to do, I'm going to save it as an FBX and then basically import it. And I would be shocked if it doesn't work from that point. So let's see if that worked. Wow, that did not work. So I guess I have to restart the helmet and hope this glitch does not happen again. If anybody has any suggestions on how to fix this for basically anybody who's having this issue, please let me know in the comments on any of my Instagram posts. Just say the word, and if you have any solution, just let people know. Alright, time to restart the helmet. So I just figured out what the problem was, and as you can see, I have a really big helmet here. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to completely restart the helmet because I have saved it over and over again, and I can't go back to its previous restore point, so I'm not able to do that. Not sure what that is. So what the problem was I accidentally created a keyframe for an animation for each of the helmets, or for each of the parts. So let's see, if I let's see, I'm trying to find the animation. So I was on frame 1 the whole time. So actually I might have fixed it, but let's see. So I'm going to confirm that this is fixed. But basically on this helmet there were a bunch of keyframes here, and you can get to the animation panel by clicking on this window and going to animation. And for some reason, somehow, I made keyframes for this that kept moving it back here at a particular scale. So I'm going to confirm that everything is good so that I can restart the helmet and get things moving again. So I just figured out how to clear all of the animations from your objects. So if you go in this panel right here with all of your objects, and you begin to type in animation, you'll see animation right here. And if I right click and hit clear animation data, it should clear the animation for all these pieces. So here's the Sentinel helmet, so I'm gonna have to bring this guy back in and modify it so that it fits our brute. So I finally remade the helmet, and now that I remade it, I think it looks a little bit better than it did previously. So I'm pretty happy about that. And also, I went an extra step ahead and I made him some skirt armor. And I wish I had some sort of a time lapse of me making this, but I discovered by accident that it wasn't recording, so I wasn't able to bring you guys a time lapse, unfortunately. But I think his armor is done. I don't think I'm going to give him any bottom leg armor, just for other purposes, but in the next video I plan on having him animated, and I'm going to begin the texturing with matte. So that is what I'm going to do in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned from the mistakes that I made, and wow, it's been a rough day as far as firefighting goes, which is pretty much just fixing and encountering a bunch of problems. So I hope you learned from my mistakes again, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.